Hey everybody, today I'm going to try to dye all that. I have a bin out in the yard. I hope it's big enough. It's not a huge bin, and it says you need hot water. We have a basement at our ground level, so it's like our garage basement, and I don't have a sink down there. So I'm gonna have to, I don't feel comfortable carrying boiling water down the stairs to get down there. So what I think I'm gonna do, that's to get to the backyard. So I'm gonna bring my tea kettle downstairs, I think, and just keep warming it up like that because it says you need hot water for that. I cannot find my baby tripod. I left the big one at my mom's house, so I'm going to try and find it so you can like see me doing it. If not, it's going to be a lot of this. But I'm going to get started on that for my daughter. The Ritz bottle says about dyeing shirts and all. It's not very, and I have no clue what fabric this is because I bought it from the restore. So we're just going to try it and see what happens. Just pour the whole thing in there. Yeah, so let's get to that. That's one teapot full. That's barely anything. I can imagine how long this is going to take. I might use some regular water with it because I ain't got all night for this. It also says you're supposed to stir it for 30 minutes consistently or continually, and I don't want to do that either. But we'll see how this goes. And I have 3.5 yards of fabric, and I'm not sure if it's all going to fit. So yeah. The worst part is waiting. I've done the tea kettle about 4 times so far, and I already filled part of the bucket up with just regular water, and it's still taking forever. And it takes about like maybe 5 minutes or so for it to heat up. That's very annoying. I just want to get this done and be done and over with it. So I'll just continue to wait, and I'll come back when it's ready. Okay, so I've been putting more and more hot water in here. It's getting pretty pink. I'm going to try to leave it in there for like half an hour. Helps if you're filming in the right spot. But anyways, I don't have my big tripod, so it's a pain in the butt. But hopefully it turns well, and then me and Chris are going to have to rinse it and then wring it out. I don't know if I'm going to film all that just because it's a pain in the butt. But yeah, it says rinse and then wring it out. So this will be our pink fabric for her ham costume. And then we'll put it all together once this dries out. I'm probably going to have to string it up in the yard somewhere because I don't want to put this in my dryer and stain it. Hey everybody, I am going to do a voiceover for the rest of this. I did film this at my mom's house. I'm actually at my mom's house doing this now, so if you hear people in the background, that's why. I'm trying to do it in another room, but I just don't have the time to do this at another time. I couldn't find a ham slice costume anywhere for my daughter. That's what she wanted to be for Halloween, so I decided I was going to make one myself, and I figured I'd make a video to help anybody else trying to figure out how to do it. First thing I did was tried to figure out how I was going to make the structure for it, because she didn't want to be a whole ham, just a slice. I figured a hula hoop would keep the structure. So I bought a hula hoop. You saw me dye the fabric. What we're going to try to do is use the hula hoop to hold the costume up. I did keep this part paused so I could talk a little bit because I always have a hard time catching up with the clips. I did pin around for the hula hoop. You'll see right here I pinned around in a big circle to try to probably like maybe half an inch from around just to make sure I had enough room to sew around it. And that was my mom's cat walking by. The cats love that anytime I'm sewing. So as you can see, I pinned all around. I cut it with a rotary cutter. That is my suggestion. It's always the easiest. Yeah, there it is cut out. Then all I did was I just sewed all the pieces together. It's really hard for me to sew circles. I'm sure, especially other people too. When you're using the sewing machine, it's a pain in the butt. So, I'm just going to get it together and do that best I can. I'll probably speed through a lot of this because, it's not that interesting. But yeah, I just sewed the circle around, left the bottom open wide enough for my daughter to get in and out of it. So sew the fabric part together first, and then we're going to work on putting the ring in later. And then I'll be back when we get to there. Right here, I have my daughter in it inside out, by the way. Sew it inside out. Don't sew it right side together or it ain't gonna work out. Inside out with the ring above her so I can figure out where to put the straps that are gonna hold the costume up. It might be confusing. I know it's hard to understand, but yeah, that is the way I did it. So just take those little pink straps and strap it, pin them around the hula hoop so you can make like a strap around it. Don't make it too tight, because when you flip it inside out, you're going to want the whole thing to come around and be able to move and rotate. You don't want it to be super duper tight. And then you're going to sew that together, and then we will inside it out. Okay, so while my daughter had it on, I did trace where her face was in it and then where her hands would be so we could put them out where she was going to have her treat bag and stuff. I didn't film that. I know I'm terrible with remembering. When I'm in the middle of a project, I'm awful with trying to get clips in, which is terrible for when you're trying to video something. But I did that. I cut those out. I traced them, then cut them out. She wanted pineapple on her costume. Because, you know, ham and pineapple go together. So I got some fabric left from my sister's costume, and we put a piece of that on there and made like a ring of pineapple around her face. So I just hand sewed that on there. My arthritis was acting up really bad in my hands because I was doing costumes like every day straight for a month and then doing glass at night. So I was feeling it. But I hand sewed all that, and then that was pretty much the last step. I didn't worry about hemming the bottom because it's a pretty durable fabric, but she is pretty happy with it. And then all in all, it wasn't too hard to make. I've made harder costumes. It was pretty easy. If your child wants to be a piece of ham, this is, I think, the route to go. I hope I was descriptive enough. If you're interested in making this and you have any questions, feel free to ask. I tried to remember as much as I could to include in this. But yeah, this was one of the easier ones I did for the kids. And my daughter really liked it. It was hard to wear in the car. She had to take it off every time she sat down or went in the car because it was not going to fit her in there. But she had a good Halloween and she liked it. I'm sure you could get more detailed and paint it and stuff and make it more hammy looking in the front. But that was good enough for her and good enough for me because like this was like end of the wire kind of thing. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you enjoy the content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.